Welcome to a fresh edition of the Ladies Talk right here in the week. And you got your girl right here, no other than the sugar goddess. Yes, that's me. Number one advocate for ladies. Okay, this is our spot and this is where we come. I hope you enjoyed our session last week where we're talking about indecency and who the real focus should be on, where the spotlight should go. We had Oma with us last week talking about that, and we talk about how we can improve on ourselves, how we can be better versions of ourselves, how we can be better ladies, better women, living our dreams, doing all of the things they say we can do, breaking barriers, breaking glass ceilings, and setting new standards for ourselves. All right, today's not going to be any different. I'm going to ask you real quickly, how are your goals coming on? Yes, all those goals we set when January started. I hope you're on it, like actively on it. I hope you've not tossed it to the side and started chasing a different venture. Yes, I hope you are on it as you're supposed to be, and I hope those goals are coming in strong as they ought to. But if they're not, keep trying, don't stop, keep seeking out new ways to go about it, keep trying new things. Okay, what we know is the result must speak at the end. Keeping your best self. All right, so this is the month of February. You already know that March is coming to a close real quick, and there was an event that happened in February, a day that was celebrated for girls. I'm sure it didn't make waves in some places, but it did all over the world. March 11th, February 11th rather, is marked as the day for International Day for Girls in Science and Technology. You know, and there's this course they say STEM courses. Whenever I hear people say STEM courses, what they're talking about is science and technology. Okay, so now what we want to talk about today is about the fact that there are certain people who still feel that certain courses are meant for the guys, certain fields, certain careers should be done by guys only, because they feel that maybe the girls are not up to speed or they cannot handle it. Yes, they feel that the girls cannot handle it because we're seen as weak, or girls are seen as not too smart, or they shouldn't bother their pretty heads with extra difficult subjects. They should just dwell on being pretty and growing up to be beautiful so that the guy can come and whisk them away and they will live happily ever after. And that's all about life. But girls are trying to prove, or girls are really proving over time that we are as built as the guys. Our brain structures and fragments are the same. There is no extra brain there in their heads. We have the same kind of mind, we have the same kind of capacity if we're given the chance. So that brings us to the topic of today. Yes, we want to break that stereotype where they say science is for boys. That's why that day was fixed in this month of February, to celebrate girls who dare
have it in your little head that, oh, this course is actually for guys, not for females, right? And then you see lots of doctors being male and everything, and then you just have it in your head. But at the same time, you can just see a female lawyer and you come home and tell your dad that I want to be a female lawyer. So I just think all this thing has to do with the things
like,
we
should there even
see.
be a thing like female lawyer? I want to be a lawyer, like lawyer. There's
Yeah,
no, there's nothing
yeah,
like.
like I mean,
But
all
when you're specifying female lawyer, it means this industry is dominated by guys. I want to go and be the female there.
me and you know that. Me and you, we know,
Okay.
right?
Mm.
So yeah,
So
that
we
is
just
it.
know.
Mm-hmm.
So we cannot really place it and say this is the person who told us. But I think I've heard stories growing up, and I've heard people who actually say, their family member told them, "Hey, you want to get yourself all messed up, being an engineer, like you'll be covered up in diesel and gasoline, you'll be smelling crude oil all over the place. Like, do you want to mess your fingers?
Their
Do you want to,
outfits,
yeah? Do you want to get disfigured? Do you want to break a leg? Or we're
their
treated like
outfits
pork
wearing
lady.
orange, running up and down, looking like a prisoner.
So like we're treated as if we're made of glass, we're porcelain, just something really fragile that can just break anytime. So we cannot really I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, let's just move on quickly from that. But I know growing up I've heard stories where girls chose weird
Cause
careers. Weird to us because we were made to believe they were not for girls, and of course adults discourage them by telling them that girls don't do this or
Oh,
girls don't.
let me
Do you have an
yeah,
experience? Okay, go
let me
ahead.
quickly say something. Growing up here, my dad always said, "Oh, you're going to be my lawyer." Like he actually wanted me to be a lawyer. Yeah,
Wow, that's
right. Yes,
contrasting.
exactly. Right from when we were little, he'll be like, "Ah," because I was so outspoken and
So this is my
everything.
barrister.
Exactly, like this is my barrister. Like so, and then there's this aunt of mine that comes and be like, "Oh, you want to be lawyers? They lie too much. And if you're a female lawyer, nobody will get married to you. The society doesn't really accept female lawyers, stuff like that." She's like, choose another career. Go and tell daddy that you want to be a nurse or you want to be a doctor. Choose another
Hmm.
career. I'm
She was
like,
so supportive, I
ah, me,
see.
I went to go and tell my daddy. Oh. I was like, daddy, look at what Auntie Nena said.
All right.
Kids.
But the reality of things here is, how do the men even see it? How do the men see it? Like, have you had an encounter with a man where you were talking and then you told him about a certain thing you, of course, you want to do that he feels is not for men? Were they encouraging? Do men encourage women to actually venture into their space where they feel they are the ones that should be doing it? They are dominating it. When a woman comes, do they feel good? Do
That's
they
a
feel
that's a
intimidated?
tricky question because the thing is that sometimes men are actually threatened by the opposite gender success somehow because they feel like if they are if they get to a point in life they'll feel so comfortable that they don't need anyone around them and maybe they'll become disrespectful and
Mm,
everything, so
mm.
they do not really want them to go into so much like that. And even if it's so nice, unless it's someone that is really exposed and is open-minded,
Yeah,
he would
there are few
encourage.
men. There are few
Exactly.
men that will tell you,
Few, they would
"Oh,
encourage you.
it should
I
be
mean, you should
amazing to have a
exactly, you should
woman
go
on board."
into that and everything. But basically most men or some men, they kind of feel threatened by these women, right? So I guess Ngozi,
Especially when they feel, this profession is exclusive to us.
exactly. I guess Ngozi
Okonji Wewe.
Okonji, maybe her husband is exceptional, but I'm telling you
Mm,
that there are some men out there that will still feel
keep pushing
threatened
you.
by her success.
Well, the truth is, and the truth remains, that we've heard stories of women who get, hostile treatments in their workspace because
Mm-hmm.
they went there and they didn't just go there, they thrived. They were doing it better than the guys. And they had to answer to them. Imagine going to ask a woman, "Hey, please come. Which of the knobs do I have to to press my fingers on so that I can move this plane?" It makes them feel humiliated. It makes them feel like they were debased or something. Like, hello, this is not a case of masculinity and femininity. This is about who can do the job, and that's what should count. But anyways, kudos to the men out there who don't feel threatened by a woman
And who
when she comes
supports.
up and she's trying to do something different that you all feel the girls shouldn't do. And kudos to those men who don't feel little when they find a girl who can do something better
Mm-hmm.
than they do it. What should I say to the
You
ones who
guys
don't?
rock.
Open your eyes.
May the Lord open your eyes.
Science is for boys. And the inspiration behind this topic today is because February 11th, the world took out time to stand still for women and girls who are making it big in the science and the tech space. And these are career areas or subject areas that people thought girls could not thrive in. We were told when we were younger that, hey, this one, no, girls don't do this,
Who
girls
was
don't
that?
study that, girls don't work in that industry. It's for the boys, it's for the boys. And at the point, girls began to think that somehow maybe the guys had some brain cells that we were lacking. Maybe they were smarter, or maybe they were more smarter. But over time, women and girls have proved that no, we've got the same amount of brain cells.
Mm-hmm.
We've got even women with higher IQs, not to challenge the men or to make them feel small, but just to say, hey, give us as much opportunity as you give them. Because the fact that we're females does not make us weaker or lesser, sort of. Okay, so while we were even thinking, hey, don't do this, don't do that, it's because we had relatives and parents tell us that sometimes. How do the men even feel about women who come around and try to do what they thought was just for them? Now we're moving on to talk about how the narrative has changed, because whether we like it or not, it's not as bad as it was back then,
Yeah,
right?
it's not. It's not. The narrative actually has evolved with time because there are lots of men out there who would gladly support women, support their dreams and everything, right? women are actually standing up for themselves now. You see that there are lots of ladies in tech like doing so well.
Web designers,
Exactly, UI
astronauts.
UX.
Why didn't we think about that?
Do you
Your
get
mother
like
will ask you, you want to go and be an astronaut, you want to go to moon. So I won't have grandkids.
there are lots of ladies like coming up and doing so great for themselves.
Hmm.
Look at Ngozi, look at Adiche, Chimamanda Adichie,
Chimamanda.
and lots of um very good
We have
women.
gymnasts
Do you
today. Back in the
understand?
day, they were like, no.
And then you forget that women are actually what's that word? They can actually do things like two things at
Multitask.
yeah, they can
Mm, mm,
multitask
mm.
very well. They
But
can
there's some people are using that thing to oppress us. So I had an experience like that. I was telling a guy I was really tired. I needed to rest. I thought they say women can handle a lot of things. I said, yeah, kill me. Just kill me because I can handle a lot of things.
no that one is now bullying
That's
because
bullying. So when I say that with style because the guys once they hear it, they will
Mhm.
finish you.
But they say that if a man is studying or something,
That's the only thing he can
exactly.
focus on at
But
the
women
time.
we can study, we can take care of kids, we can do lots of things
That
at
stop saying that thing.
not
They will finish us with work.
no
You don't understand. I know
like
what I'm saying.
if I but I mean women are coming up and fathers are now raising their daughters
To
to
challenge
do you understand?
stereotypes.
Like you can be anything you want to be. So we have lots of
Hmm.
things challenging women to be better and put them out there. So which is a good thing and yeah, it's commendable.
Yes, the narrative has changed.
Mm-hmm.
Bottom line, there's still room for improvement, though, but it's not as bad as it was back in the day. Now you hear girls tell their fathers they want to do this, and their fathers say, "Yes, that's my daughter."
Yeah.
You hear that he's proud. You hear pride in his voice.
There was a particular um uh, there was a particular poet, I think Pauline something, back in the days, like around let's say 16 17. She was going like she knew how to write very well, but she would hide and write all her books, all the books she wrote. Then she was hiding to write them, and then she would publish it under
Mm.
a man,
Yeah.
like a man's name, because they were scared to women are not allowed to like write, they're not allowed to like do lots of things, so she was always going to hide and write. But when they started publishing, most of her books were even published after she was dead,
Oh,
and we saw how
we
good
reject
these
it.
arts were, right? So women are
Oh,
actually,
that's true.
it's
I
always been
mean,
there inbuilt,
it's
they've always
great.
been intelligent.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's great that she's getting the recognition she deserves. But we wish that she had gotten
Can
that.
she see them? That's
Yeah. But I think why she was even doing that at the time might not be necessarily for the recognition. That's the thing.
yeah, she
She
was
w-
named because she loved it.
so it's more about, hey, I'm not trying to drag the stage with you. I'm not trying to take that pedestal off you.
Mhm.
I just want a chance to express what I have inside, my own part. I want to give the world a part of me. Just give me a chance to do that. Don't let my gender get in the way.
Mhm.
That's just the message. Okay. So but Oma, what do you do? What's your career line? Did you end up becoming a lawyer or are you working towards it?
No, I studied English and literary studies.
Okay.
Yeah, because that was what I wanted to do
So do you
in
still
the end.
intend to be a lawyer?
No, I don't.
Ah,
I
what
don't.
changed?
I'm sorry, but I mean, it's
No, no, there could
no,
be a
but
good reason why.
yeah, as you grow, you tend to see life from a different perspective and everything. It didn't seem
Like the right thing to do.
to do for
Not
me,
because
and
anyone discouraged, not
exactly,
because there was any
yes,
stereotype.
I mean, I love the name, the title that is attached to it and
More than the
everything.
profession.
Exactly, but after, like, when I graduated, I went into digital marketing, so I mean, I'm into tech too. So there are lots of, yes, I
Oh, we
mean,
got a tech girl in the house. Even me, I'm a tech girl.
yeah, I'm
So
a
you all
digital
know.
marketer.
I'm a graphic artist.
So there are lots of things
And
you
a
can
digital marketer.
yes,
Wow.
there are lots of things you can actually do. Look at women
Singer.
are presenters, women are going places, they are doing lots of things.
Wow.
So it all depends on what do your kids want. As parents, you start from little, let them make their own decisions, and then you guide them from the side. Tell them, make them understand that any decision they make should be something that they love doing, even if, like, even though in a world where we live now, they'll tell you that what you love doing might not pay your bills, right? But then while growing up, it is also important that you tell these kids that they should decide on careers that they know they have passion for.
For
If you
not,
see,
don't look at gender, don't look
exactly,
at
I
any
was
of those things.
yeah, if you see a child always pressing phone, always playing games and everything, you know that this child basically belongs to the tech world.
I've seen female mechanics too.
get
They
get
say,
get a
hey,
laptop for this child,
and
enroll. They have
encourage.
kids in tech. Do you understand? They have kids in tech. Encourage them. Before you know it, I'm thinking that before they graduate from secondary school, they are good at what you ask them if they want to do web development or digital marketing or UI UX or mobile app
I've heard
development.
of
There are
schools
lots
are
of
now
things.
incorporating web design into their
Exactly.
curriculum
If
now.
you see a
You hear
child
someone
being
say they are
so caring,
coding, they are
exactly,
programming
being so
now.
caring and everything, then maybe the person should be looking into the health sector and everything. So
Mm.
it's good to tell the child that it is not limited to gender or anything. You can be whatever you want. Hence, you're not a thief. You are not going to go and rob
You
anybody.
can do
Whatever,
anything you set your mind to do. That's the message we're bringing to you
notwithstanding
today
the gender.
on Ladies Talk,
Mhm.
regardless of your agenda. Also, we want to use this platform to encourage parents. You have all girl children, yes, and so what? Gone are the days where you and your husband begin to banter words and be like, "You just give birth to useless children, so all of them are going to be useless." They can no, sir. They're not going to be useless because girls can do everything as well as the guys. Okay, so
To
parents should start encouraging
yeah.
and be more supportive of girls, and schools as well. Please start doing enough to make them attractive to girls as
And
well.
those men that would say that, oh, female child, I don't want a female child, I want a male child that will inherit my inherit what? What do you have they are inheriting?
Ah,
Train your female children to be very, very good.
and useful to
Uh-uh.
society. All right, young girls listening to us right now, if you're at home, I heard this the midterm break for some schools.
Yes,
If
yeah,
you're
yeah.
listening, if you're not home, maybe the parent or the auntie or the uncle, whoever is listening, maybe you have a niece or nephew, or you have a daughter, or you're the girl I'm talking to right now. You love science. You know inside of your heart of hearts that you love science, but you don't want to talk about it because you're not even thinking about it so much because you feel I don't have a future in that. I should just end up a nurse, or nothing wrong with the nurse though, but you know that's not your passion. We're here to encourage you. Okay, you can hear Oma is in STEM. Even Sugar does a bit of STEM alongside her broadcasting.
Mm-hmm.
You can do anything you want to do. That's just what we're saying today. Okay. All right. One more thing before we talk about opening the phone lines. A lot of girls were asked if you could go back, would you change your mind about the current career you're doing? Maybe you chose it because um it was a male dominated career. And well, I don't know what your answer would be. I think you can answer that yourself. And also, I want to give a shout out to all the women who made it possible for us to venture into areas we couldn't have ventured into. I mean, yes, there come a time in history where a change is made,
Mm-hmm.
but it takes brave people. I might not have been that brave, but I'm enjoying it today because someone decided to take the fall for it. Some of these women were abused by those males in their in that area. They tried to discourage them. They faced so many things we cannot even begin to fathom right now, but they stood their ground, and that's why today we could have girls walk into that place with pride and sit alongside male counterparts and take lessons and even thrive in that career path. So we're giving a shout out to such females, dead or alive. Shout out to you all. You are heroes. We're going to open the phone line right now and let the listeners come on board and give their 2 cents. Is Sugar and Oma just blabbing and feeling too female and powerful? Or do you also think that, yes, girls should be allowed to step into science and tech and take over because they
Mm-hmm.
also have a powerful mind as well?
Absolutely.
Or should it just be the boys? Or is science for boys? That's the question. 0816 111 5955 or 0907 103 6625. One word of encouragement for girls.
You can be anything you want to be.
That's just the bottom
Yeah,
line.
you can be anything you want to be. Just put your mind to it, and yeah.
And do it. All right. Today we're focusing on girls who can do science and tech. Okay. Yes, you can do any other thing, but if you are thinking about science, you're thinking about technology, like you want to go into the science of things, you want to go into the medicine of things, or you want to go into the technology of things. If you're a girl or you have a child who's interested, please give them all the support. Thank you so much for joining us on